All right, this is Algebra 2, second bookwork help video on factoring using hard AC. So the second set of your bookwork problems were numbers 22 through 30 even. I'm going to do two of those. All right, so we're going to start with problem 24. You know what, I think I might do more than this. That I might also do problem, no, that's good enough. Sorry, I keep going back and forth. All right, I paused for a second and I took a look at the problems to try and figure out which ones I wanted to do. I'm going to do a little bit of problem 24 and then you're going to finish it by yourself. And then I'm going to do problems 28 and 30, okay? So starting with problem 24, here it is. 32b to the second minus 2, okay? So you have to remember, and if you don't remember, it's going to mess you up. What do you always do first, okay? Anytime that you can divide a GCF out of the entire polynomial, you should do that before you do any other method. So when I look at this problem, the first thing I notice is that 2 can be divided into both terms. So 32b to the second divided by 2 is 16b to the second. And then negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Okay? So now, in this set of problems, not all of them are hard AC. This problem only has 2 terms inside the parentheses, okay? So you're going to bring this 2 down, and then you're going to do a method to factor polynomials with 2 terms. I'm not going to finish this problem for you. I want you to look back into your notes and figure out how to finish that. All right, problem 28. Here it is. 21x squared minus 77x minus 28. Okay, always GCF first. Okay, we're looking for the largest number that divides evenly into all 3 terms. So for this problem, it is 7. Okay. I am going to make these brackets square right now because for these problems where you're going to have to do GCF and hard AC, you're going to have multiple parentheses. So this kind of helps distinguish a little bit. All right, 21x to the second divided by 7 is 3x to the second. Negative 77x divided by 7 is negative 11x. Negative 28 divided by 7 is negative 4. Okay? Now you have to check inside the parentheses. This has 1, 2, 3 terms. We have to check to see if we can factor that further. So since it has 3 terms and the leading coefficient is not 1, I'm going to do hard AC. So I'm going to multiply A times C. So 3 times negative 4 gives me negative 12. I need factors of negative 12, okay? And since this is a negative number, that means I'm going to subtract them to get negative 11. Okay, so let's see what my factors of negative 12 are. I could do 1 and 12. I'm just thinking of factors of 12 right now. I'll change the signs later. So 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, okay? So I want to subtract them. So 12 minus 1 is 11. Okay, that's what I need. So whatever is the sign of this number is going to be the one that gets, so the bigger number gets that sign. So since this number is negative, the bigger number gets a negative and the smaller number gets the positive. So these are the magic numbers. Okay, so I'm going to replace those numbers there where negative 11x is. Okay, we have to bring this 7 down. All right, and then we're going to write 3x to the second, but instead of negative 11x, I'm going to write positive 1x, or just x, and then minus 12x, and then the negative 4, right? So those two terms replace my negative 11x, okay? And now we're going to factor by grouping what's inside the parentheses. Okay? Bring down that 7. All right, inside the parentheses, the GCF of the first group, okay, I've got a 3 and a 1. Well, only a 1 can come out of that, but I've got an x squared and an x, so x can come out of both of those two terms. So 3x to the second divided by x is 3x. X divided by x is 1. All right, so now remember that if the first term is negative, the GCF is negative. So I'm going to be factoring out a negative. And the largest number that divides evenly into 12 and 4 is 4. Negative 12x divided by negative 4 is 3x. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is positive 1. Okay? Remember, the stuff in the parentheses has to match. Bring that 7 down. You can't forget that one. You're going to do 3x plus 1. That's the stuff that's the same. And then in the other parentheses goes the other stuff you pulled out. So I've got x minus 4. And this is my final answer. All right, problem number 30. Negative 8y to the second plus 28y minus 60. Okay, always GCF first. Okay, and anytime the first term of a polynomial is negative, the GCF is negative. So since my first term is negative, I'm going to be factoring out a negative. And I think the largest number that divides evenly into these three terms is 4. Negative 8y to the second divided by negative 4 is 2y to the second. 28y divided by negative 4 is negative 7y. Negative 60 divided by negative 4 is positive 15. Okay? Now inside the parentheses, there's 1, 2, 3 terms, and the leading coefficient is not 1, so this is going to be hard AC. Okay. So I'm going to multiply first times last, A times C gives me 30. Okay. Factors of 30. Okay. Now this is a positive number, so I need them to add to negative 7. Okay, because this is positive, we want them to add to negative 7. Right? So let's see what are factors of 30. You can do 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. So let's see, do they add to negative 7, or which pair adds to negative 7? 1 plus 30 is 31. 2 plus 15 is 17. 3 plus 10 is 30. 5 plus 6 is 11. None of them add to negative 7. So what this tells you is that I cannot factor further. Well, I am done this problem because there are no magic numbers. All right? Tricky because sometimes you need to know not only which method to use, but when do you keep going and when do you stop. All right, so I only left you problem 22 to do by yourself. Finish up 24, and that's it. Oh, and 26. You have to do by yourself. Okay? All right, finish it up.